your dick.
If it helps a little bit, you want to move one more seat to your left so you're in the view of your...
Oh, is it not in the? Oh, thank you.
Just up the side of your face.
Ugh. If I move here, it would be, or do I have to actually?
You're in there, right? Right where you are. You're
I mean, it's not pertinent that I'm in there. It can be a little scuffed. I'm not really. This was something that someone wanted, so I'm not really all that. I'll fix it in post. Yeah, I'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in mine regardless.
What's that?
You're in mine regardless.
Thank you.
Yeah, have it as a back.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm not a content creator. I'm a translator.
Yeah, it hasn't started yet.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't started yet.
Soon you'll be a content creator.
No. I'll be doing infinite bits.
And
Nothing but bits.
Aren't you making content?
What's that?
By making the manga, aren't you a real content creator?
I'm a
Yeah.
content contributor?
Transpiler?
Train spotter? Did you say
Transpiler.
Transpiler?
Congratulations.
Yeah, I didn't know I was a transpiler. That's crazy. That's a crazy word.
It's common in software.
Common soul. Yeah, I didn't know that. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, this is way more than the influencers I paid to be here. Wow.
Oh.
You weren't in on the joke, huh?
I checked it in the mail in 3 to 4 weeks. I'll let you.
I said 3 to 4 weeks, but
Yeah.
I really meant 1 to 2 months. By 1 to 2 months, I mean like 1 to 2 years.
I really need those $4 for rent, dude.
That sucks. I am so sorry. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I don't even have a piece of gum.
We can find some.
Oh, bars. You don't have gum, we can find some.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
love-
I didn't think that would rhyme.
Yeah, I know, right? You have I almost said inbred talent. You have a natural talent.
I hope not, but it could be.
Natural talent for
If it is, I hope it's far back.
the rhythmic arts. Yeah. Assuming that you're Irish, I'm pretty sure something. There's a little something back there. All right. Am I good? I wonder how early I can start. I want to wait until everyone's here, damn it. 6 till 7.
Yeah, you still got
That's what it said.
7 minutes.
7. I know. They gave me the funny time. I don't know why. They were like, this guy looks like he knows about these. And I was like, yeah, sure. 6'9" is the funny number in my generation. Back when
Nice.
when numbers meant something, damn it.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's all 6'7", Fortnite, Slurp Juice. I don't know. People still play Fortnite. I think so.
Yeah.
Some amount.
Yeah, I got 2 funny numbers. I'm the funny numbers guy. Oh boy.
I have mints, but I don't have gum.
What's that?
I have mints, but I don't have gum.
That's okay. God, I'm not gonna eat before I talk. So. Should we eat? Goku Naruto.
I feel like this intro part is going to be Joshi's favorite.
What's that?
This intro part's going to be Joshi's favorite.
Oh, the whole banter.
Yep.
He's gonna like fall asleep during the actual intellectual part. What's going on, man? How you doing, dude? I've been doing tired, but here. Were you in the game room? I didn't see you. I was looking around like.
Not the entire time. I've been all over.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were because I tried to check the rhythm games. I didn't see you there, so.
I set it up. I go through other things.
Yeah. You're a busy man. You're a man of people. Me, I'm just a man. 6 with the 6-7 time slot.
Yeah. But in 6 minutes, you'll be a content creator.
What's that?
6 minutes, you'll be a content creator too.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll be creating something.
Yep, we'll consume it.
Get out.
Oh, okay.
Choose yourself.
What's that? Yeah. I didn't know translators were so virtual. No wonder they hate you. You and your ilk. I'm gonna go on the internet, post a bunch of bad things. This thing picks up my voice very well. I'm kind of. I feel like I have to sit up a little bit.
I forgot I had these in here. I don't even know how to open them.
How's everyone feeling?
Well,
I really love how no one even tried to lie. They're like, yeah, feel great. Woke up at 6 o'clock. Like, I don't know.
Dude, maybe if it was a voice actor panel.
Ah, okay, yeah. No. What's that? The steps in? Yeah, you gotta do steps in.
Go home, man. It'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm so sorry I'm keeping you here then.
Same.
If it were up to me, I would have just sleep. That's nice.
I really hate the fact that they had to shut down part of the red line. So I had to take a 30-minute drive to the other station up in like Week. And then go down there. So I should have to take
they have a shuttle.
They're doing construction on the purple line, so that's why I had to like take.
That's a signature Dave panel. Everyone bitches before the.
Oh, yeah?
Everyone's just complaining.
Oh, shoot. Let me find some things to complain about.
Everyone's like not content with their experience. I like that. That's awesome.
I'm unsatisfied that there's still 4 minutes remaining.
I'll wait I'll start at like 9.
That's fine.
Not 9 o'clock, but like 59. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, but you can start at the time. I'm not in a rush. I was trying to come up with things to complain about.
Are you Tokinaga? I figured that. I was like, wait a second. For a moment, all the cosplays meld together, so like I just looked at it and I assumed it was like Bleach or something. I don't know. I'm very. Yeah, you're right from Yu Yu Hakusho. Right? Yeah, that's awesome. I used to watch that on Nick Kids all the time.
That was on Nick Kids?
No, it's a joke.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That might have gone over your head. Sorry.
I would be very surprised.
No, just have to edit it down a little bit. Yusuke can't say hell, damn, ass, or anything. He's a mute character. Link.
Yusuke is? Yusuke's in Rurouni Kenshin?
Yusuke, yeah, he's in Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh, okay.
Yusuke's in Rurouni Kenshin.
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
He used the reverse finger blast.
Right.
Yeah.
See what I have to deal with?
Does less damage.
This is like the entirety of like my interactions online with fans. They're just like, I remember Rurouni Kenshin when Goku saved. That's great. I'm so happy.
Piccolo's my favorite sailor.
Piccolo's my favorite sailor, Senshi. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love his pink legs, his pink and green legs. Awesome.
He's the best.
He is the best.
Sailor Namek.
All right. I feel like I could get started. It's 5:58. There's like
Wow.
a generous amount of people here.
That's up to you.
Yeah. All right. Well.
All right.
Oh, okay. No, I can't get started until Steiner's here. Steiner, you have to like sit in front so I can keep an eye on you. I have to keep an eye on you. Oh my God. All right. Everyone in Steiner's in the building. Everyone give a round of applause to Steiner. He's too big to stay here the entire time, so he's just going to vacate the premises as soon as I start talking. But I just wanted to give you a shout out for being you. Love you, buddy. I hate him. It's okay. All right. I'm gonna get started. Welcome, everyone. Glad to have you here. I really do appreciate this for someone who's never done a real panel on his own and has always been kind of like the guest star, I guess. This is mind blowing. Welcome. I'm David Evelyn. I'm a manga translator who works for Viz Media, Seven Seas, Kodansha, a whole bunch of Kodama Tales, the recently founded Kodama Tales, and comics for City Hunter, who they also published through Kana. So yeah, and there's my intro. I'm quite large. Yeah, so yeah, I've been doing all that stuff. I've been doing that stuff for about like a decade and a half at this point, ever since I was still in college. But nowadays, I just primarily work on manga. I work on manga for, Viz and the Shonen Jump lineup. These are some of my Simulpub words. Oh, it's cutting off a little bit of it. It's all right. I'll fix it in post. But yeah, there's a selection of some of the works that I've been on. Most notable Kaiju number 8 and Undead Unluck. I work currently on Someone Hurts. That's the one on the last one. Oh. Thank you, Sid. You've made my day. And currently I'm working on the Marshall King Komodo over there. So one's by Boichi, Dr. Stone acclaim, and the other one is Komodo by Kira Himekawa, the duo who was behind the Legend of Zelda manga. So yeah. So I've been doing this for a while, is basically what I'm trying to highlight there. There's a brief history of North American Shonen Jump. So how we got to this point was basically through the print magazine back in like the early 2000s. And once that kind of ran its course and, interest in print magazines started to die out, we got the Shonen Jump Alpha / Weekly Shonen Jump platform, which was a digital magazine, which you had a subscription service, and then they would email you a finished book. But around like 2019 to today, they currently use a Simulpub service, a Simulpub subscription service, where you pay a small, like a minimal fee to access to their vault, as they call it, which is basically just like thousands upon thousands of manga series and their chapters. Some of them posted on the same day, and this is not a plug. I'm just, trying to go over the nitty gritty of this. So don't email me. I just want to ask all of you what do I do? Do you guys know what a translator really does with manga, or is that just kind of like a, oh yeah, I kind of understand, but does show of hands, how many people actually know what a translator does with manga who isn't in the industry? All right. Yeah, okay. So a lot of people think it's like this. It's they think I'm this all-knowing, all-powerful person who can create at will translations and put them onto pages, and then I publish them myself. I pitch them, I put them there. It's all me, right? I'm on the page as a translator. It must be me, but really it's like this. It's just me looking schlubby as hell, possibly in dirty sweatpants, waiting for files to come from Japan to my house over in New Jersey. Jersey represent. Yeah, that's right. You guys can get it. Yeah. But yeah, so what I do, I translate dialogue, sound effects, story relevant text, all sorts of basically the things that you see in a chapter, like any given chapter. And I coordinate with my editor or editors sometimes to explain certain wording or phrasing, so nothing is lost in the process of us trying to brainstorm. And sometimes if a title needs to be translated, so if the title's in pure Japanese and there's no English title provided to us by either the mangaka or the licensor, we have to kind of fix that. So we have to make up a title that fits the work. And that's rare in my case for Simulpubs, but it has happened. And sometimes I give them something and they just totally toss it into the garbage and just say, we're going with this because Japan said so. And it's all right, well, I can't argue with that. And then there's volume extras. Once we release the whole thing as a compiled volume of like 7 or so chapters or in weekly cases, but sometimes it's even less than that if it's monthly. And then other background stuff, back-end stuff, like stuff you don't really care about, like writing copy for Amazon, you know, or online retailers, or, you know, summaries for, you know, certain websites or whatever. Like it's some boring, you know, esoteric stuff like that, you know. So it ranges from, you know, very exciting to very like tedious. And also this is an article on the official Naruto webpage of all things, right? This was also like in a V-Jump. They interviewed the editor-in-chief of Shonen Jump, Alexis, and the translator of Naruto, Mari Morimoto, who is a legend. And this is like one of the only like real like in English and Japanese like interviews I could actually find of them actually talking about not just the simulpub process, but like just making manga in English, like had the whole like some of the process. It's a little dumbed down, but it's not like it's actually very intriguing that it's something like that. And they go over a lot of things like, you know, sometimes the art is changed in the weekly process to bringing it to graphic novels, so it could, you know, because the artist has more time to work on the art and whatnot. So what I don't do is I'm not a letterer. Letterers are wonderfully talented people who don't get enough credit as is, and when they do get credit, it's amazing when they do. So they replace all the sound effects, the dialogue, anything like that. Visual is their job. And then I don't edit. There are projects where I self-edit, but like those are few and far between. Usually that's their job. Like they do anything that has to do with like, you know, the final dialogue or the final stuff that's going to be on like, you know, the manga. I have nothing really to do with that. Once it's out of my hands, I rarely have anything to do with it. Like sometimes if I catch something on my own, I'll, you know, talk to my editors and they'll just be like, oh, thank you, David, you're wonderfully astute. And, you know, they give me good boy scritches and I just, you know, they give me no extra money. So it's just like, you know, it's fine. And yeah, for Simulpub series, usually for Weekly Shonen Jump series, specifically Weekly Shonen Jump series, I'm giving 1 week of leeway, like one of lead time to go into chapters. So like if you're reading chapter 2 of a series, I've already done chapter 1. If you've done, you know, so basically like any chapter you're reading, I'm already working on the next chapter. I flipped that around. If you're reading chapter 3, I'm already on chapter 3. If you're already blah, 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 blah. I wrote it down weird. Don't film that, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so basically we're giving like 24 to 72 hours, like maybe a day, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days, depending on the editor and his or her work schedule. I've had as tight as 12 hours for some series just because of files getting in very, very late and no one giving me any heads up. So it's just like, okay, well now I'm just here for the next 12 hours for a 24-page Simulpub chapter, and I'm not leaving my room or eating. Or sleeping. I'm sorry?
Are you missing someone hurts right now?
Anyway. Smart eye. So yeah, this is my script, like how my scripts usually look, if they're not cut off by the freaking whatever this is. It's basically just a Word file, just a Word file that they format in their own special way, and then that is given to the letterer, the editor who edits it and gives it to the letterer. What you see on the right is actually on the Naruto interview I was talking about. It's like a photo blue version. So the version I get is like this photo blue, has like Shueisha pirate watermarks all over it. And it's so basically like no one goes rogue and starts distributing Shonen Jump chapters early, you know, so it's like a anti-piracy method or something like that. It's just like, you know, only Shueisha does this. I don't know what, like only Shueisha and not like, I'm sorry, I can't remember the name. What was it? Not Shueisha, the other one, not Kodansha.
Katakawa?
Shogakukan, there we go. Why? I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Yeah, Shogakukan doesn't really care. They're just like, they give you like really buff, really scuffed JPEGs that are like really, really bad and you can't really read them. So that's kind of annoying for their series. But yeah, they give you these photo blue things, these dealies. And I usually have to like go into Photoshop and like trim them down because they're like too blue, like they're burning my eyes. And yeah, that's the finished page. You know, shout out to my letterer, Finn Havens. He's awesome. He's worked on this series and a lot of others. Yokai Buster Murakami. Anybody remember that? Yokai Buster Murakami? Like 2 people? All right. Mama Yu? Yeah. All right. More than 2 people. So yeah, basically the entire process I just explained to you. And then they go on Shonen Jump, the Shonen Jump website and the Manga Plus website, which are 2 different entities. They upload one to the Viz servers and they give one to Shueisha themselves, and they upload them to Manga Plus, and Manga Plus does whatever they want with them, vertical scroll style. I don't know what they were doing over there. But yeah, so this is like one of my most prolific works, Undone in Luck. I said Undone, yeah. Thank you. 239 chapters. It's about Fuko Izumo, the girl over there, and Andy, the undead, and it's their wonderful adventures gallivanting around, causing mayhem and chaos and trying to fight God. So I'll leave it at that. So this is like the first chapter. So the first chapter was like my first time ever translating a manga professionally, and while it was like basically like you don't have any way to look forward or backwards, so you just kind of have to like infer a lot. And this was like me trying to translate his catchphrase. His catchphrase is "Ine saikoda," which is like it's like great, really great. Like, but in the brainstorming process, I didn't know what the Shonen Jump policy was, so I translated it first as "good shit," and and you know, because I like Andy is sort of like a analog of my own kind of like tendencies, like because he's a rough talking kind of like dude, so he's very East Coast coded in my mind. So you know, and I was like drawing from reality, so I said like good shit sounds really natural. And my editor said, "You cannot say that in Shonen Jump manga." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know. Sometimes you get a little swears." And she's like, "Yeah, we're going to change that." So in the very last like panel, he says, "Ine cycle." That's like the first time he's ever like used both in like a panel. And I put "good shit. This is the sickest." And my editor put "sick, it doesn't get any more wicked than this," and it just became a consequence of that it became sick, wicked, sick, and that's what most fans remember the catchphrase as, and people do remember that catchphrase. People shout it at me all the time, and it's like flattering because it was a collaborative effort. It wasn't just my savantness. It wasn't just like something that came out of the old brain trust here. It was actually something that me and my editor came up with, you know, and she's one of my wonderful editor, Carla Clark, who's not here right now, and probably will never be on the East Coast. she doesn't like it. But and this is another example of something that could happen during like the Simulpub process where there was a typo. There was a typo in this chapter, and I just had to just translate around it. Because I didn't know it was a typo. Like it was like, okay, I kind of figured it was a typo, but I was just like, okay, I can't assume that the author is wrong, unless it's like, you know, if it's very, very obvious that's like a typo or typographical error, then maybe I can talk to my editor and be like, hey, I think this is wrong or whatnot. But usually we just don't have carte blanche to just change whatever we want. So in this case, the character Shin calls Victor Vic Thor. And that's sort of the first guess of like why this seems like a typo, because T-O-R-S is not like the way you spell Thor. And then I was like, whatever, it has to be the way it is. So in the graphic novel version, they changed it to Thor and vindicated me. I threw a little party, champagne bottles corked, you know. But yeah, it's just one of those things where you don't really know what's going to happen. Like you can't just assume like, you know, everything is correct. But when it isn't correct, you kind of just have to like make it work in the purview of a weekly setting like that. So just one of the little pratfalls. And okay, so this one. Probably can't read it right now. That's probably a little clearer. But does anyone know what the gimmick here is for his dialogue? Does anyone know? Okay, we got at least 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to ask because you're going to spoil it. But yeah, so the gimmick here, and I'll just read some of the dialogue. It says, "The rules are simple. We shall both throw in our tops, ... and they shall both clash. Whichever one of them should ... stop, go out of bounds, ... or shatter shall be deemed as loser ... loser of this game." Surprise, the dialogue is in haiku. So in the original version of this, the dialogue was all in Goshichicho, which is like 575. Like that's the parameter for haiku and tanka. And for him, yeah, so his entire dialogue is just written in this, and this is not just the only instance. This guy is around for like 40 chapters. The first chapter he's in, I actually missed it. And I actually, scrolled on Twitter and I looked at some of the Japanese fan going like, "Oh, it's so awesome that his dialogue is in Goshichicho," and I'm like, "Huh?" So I look back and I'm like, "Ichi, ni, san, shi, shit." So I had to emergency dial my editor and go like, "Hey, we need to fix this." And she's like, "Okay, well we can do it tonight because I'm about to go on maternity leave." And I'm like, "Oh, well I'm glad that I caught you now. Sorry to make you work pregnant." So I made her work pregnant, and we corrected the entire chapter and hot fixed it. And that's kind of a good thing that we work purely in this case with digital because it allows for stuff like that. It's a little it's a little weird because we have to kind of submit it to 2 different websites, like the Viz website and the Shonen and the Manga Plus website. But it was kind of a miracle that we made that happen. So yeah, this was my living hell for about 3 months. I had to meticulously count every mora or syllable. And at the end of it, the character drops the 575 because he becomes corrupted with God's evil. And then even Andy, the main character, is like, so you dropped the gimmick, and he's just like, and that's the end of it. It's like, thank God. Yeah. This is Someone Hurts. This is a rom-com that has to do with radio ogiri, which is a thing where you submit on one-liners to a radio program. They read them on air to a prompt that they give the week before. So, and these two are little love-struck dorks that submit to the late night 3 a.m. radio show, and it's a fun little LARP. I really like this series, and it's super not a series made for weekly simulpubs. So, yeah. So this is one of the examples. Kurage here. She's the character on the right, and then there's Mime, the character on the left. She calls him basically in the original. She calls him a clownfish because his last name is Fukumori Mime, and she calls him Kakure Fukumori, which is a pun on Kakure Kumanomi, which is a clownfish, the kind of the Finding Nemo clownfish, that thing right there. So in English, that doesn't mesh at all. So I had to basically meld his first name with mimicry, because mimicry is what these fish do in order to blend in with their surroundings. It's a form of camouflage. So instead of saying like, oh, you're a kakure fukumori, and I had her say like, oh, you're trying to use mime cry instead of mimicry. So yeah, that's one of those things where, trying to be slavishly literal to like whatever the Japanese is saying is sometimes not advised because you're actually trying to convey something different. And in this case, it was him being a little scaredy cat because he didn't want anyone to catch him at the festival with his little crush, which is what this scene is about. They're at a summer festival and they see friends of theirs and they're just like, so he's a lovable little dork. And this one's more of a gimme. So like there are other like instances of like gimmies like this where the original was a haiku that said like, please will you let us ride in your car, but that literally doesn't equal a haiku in English. So I made it a haiku. We beg of you, ma'am, please give us 2 kids a ride in your car today. And then in the Japanese and in the English, he says, what are you, like basically, are you trying to hitch haiku? Because it's a, hitchhike. So it's a gimme. Like I don't have to do pretty much anything to that other than like, the quip making sense in English. So, I get little tiny victories like that, like maybe once out of every 5,000 jokes. And it's wonderful. And then this one was kind of one of my favorites. The little net at summer festivals is called a poi. And in this scene, the scoop game, Kurage fails fails the scoop game, so she does the crescendo from "I Will Always Love You." So, and even in the original, you can see it there. She goes, "And I," and in English she goes, "And I." So, thank you. But yeah, in the original, it was Pointoni Houston, which is Poi plus Whitney Houston, but in the English it was Whitney Houston. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Every laugh gives me strength. So yeah, like little things like this where it's in English, it's based in English. This is a pun that's based in English, but it's melded together with a Japanese word. So I cannot just use Pointoni Houston because people will be like, that makes no sensu. And so now thank God that Whitney Houston has a name where I could use net in it, because otherwise this would have been something, I'd probably use a Luther Vandross song or something, I don't know. But yeah, one of those things. So moving from that, we're going to Komodo. Komodo is a very high fantasy sort of story that has dragons, demi-humans, basically like humans melded with other animals before the formation of the Earth as we know it. And that boy there is like the half dragon, half man that looks different from all the other ones, but the one behind him, they all sort of have more reptilian features or more dragonic features, but he's more human-like. So it's he's known as the deformed child, or the child that doesn't belong, but doesn't belong. And this series is kind of interesting because we're doing it directly with the mangaka Akira Himikawa, who are a duo of two sweet old ladies. They're just a duo of sweet furries that love furries, and they've made this story that they've wanted to draw for years now, for decades now, and so we have been working with them via Shogakukan to publish them in English the day they go live in Japan. And so I get all the unfinished and finished storyboards sometimes, and I have to translate those, and then another pass, this, that, and the third. And in this series in specific, they have a lot of terminology and a lot of nitty-gritty terminology. I'm talking everything has terminology in the first chapter. At least 90 instances. Yeah, so I made a little collage, and this is in chapter 1 alone, there's just every instance of a new thing that came up that we had to log down. Me and my friend Evan, who was the editor of the series, we had to log down and just put in the style guide you see there in the middle, which took forever. Yeah, so, oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, so, and because of that unique nature, we get to actually ask queries of the author, which does not happen in normal simulpubs. Usually we're left to our own devices and we get limited contact with Japan side. But in this instance, because they are so invested in this work and they want everything to be perfect the first time, so they can just compile it all into a big volume at the end of it with little to no intervention from our side, we get to ask questions, which is awesome. I feel like this should be more of the norm in our industry because it's not, which is why we have to have this like sixth sense, like trained like inference skill to like suss out what the author is trying to think of at any given moment. When we could really just send a query and go like, hey, what did you mean by this? It would be so much easier. And that's me meeting S. Nagano of the duo at Tokyo Comic Con 2024, introduced myself, and she immediately said, I'm so sorry for my bad handwriting, lol. And I was like, no, it's fine. And secretly I was like, yes, I know, don't worry about it. It's fine. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this part of the presentation. That's a link to the Naruto article, which I really do suggest that you read, just because it's awful. It's awesome. It's a really awesome article. If you want to read anything that I've made or I've translated, Shonen Jump app and site, and then there's Viz app site. I work on way too many manga, so I couldn't just put all of them over here. But I'm currently doing Baki the Grappler for Kodama Tales and City Hunter for Kana, and a whole bunch of other stuff that is just for Shonen Jump or for Viz Media. Half is More, another manga that's coming out just in a month. Yeah, it's coming at the end of the month. It's about half Japanese, half Japanese people in Japan living and their experiences and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the main presentation. I wanted to open up. I wanted to leave enough time for some Q&A if anybody had any questions or anything like that. Okay, you in the back. Yeah, you. Yes.
Have you ever gotten file on such a short time frame you had to just email someone and say, I can't finish the chapter in 4 hours type situation?
Yes. Sorry to cut you off. Yes, I have gotten files so close to the wire that it would be almost impossible for me to translate them effectively. So I would tell them hey, can I just get a few more hours? But I'm crazy, so I'll do it. I don't I really don't. I'll just I'll do it, and I'll do it to the wire if I have to. There have been situations where the files have shown up so late that the deadline has already passed. So we've I've given special allowances in that situation. But it's case by case. I would say it depends on the editor as well. So and you in the same row next to her. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
Yay, awesome. What was your kind of path into becoming a translator as a full-time career?
It was kind of a pivot. So I used to be an illustrator. I used to be a illustrator and graphic designer, and then I kind of pivoted to translation because it was a little bit more lucrative. And once that became a little bit more stable and I was able to actually do things with different companies, I got my start in media with visual novels, mostly eroge. And then that transitioned, and eroge. Thank you, Steiner. I appreciate that half-hearted response. But yeah, I did that for a few years, and then I got into light novels, and then from light novels, my friend Evan, who worked with me on Commodore, he no longer works for Viz. He quit last year, but he used the power of nepotism to get me into the company because he's like, I got to know this really good guy, and he's awesome, and they're just oh really? And then they let me in. I worked on Tokyo Ghoul Illustrations Re as my first book with Viz. And it kind of snowballed from there. I just kind of gained a reputation of being like this guy who does good work fast and doesn't really complain to the editor. I complain in private, of course, and to all of you. So, but yeah, that was pretty much it. And it's been a lucrative business ever since, for me at least. Could be better, but you know. Let's see. You in the green shirt.
What's your favorite visual novel? Charity is okay.
My favorite visual novel, it sounds like a really basic B answer. Tsukihime is my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. All right.
I thought anyone would say one was
That was
bad.
gonna be- Yeah. Thought I was going to get grilled on that one. You in the pink bra shirt.
So I don't know if this question is gonna apply to you, but I personally, I both translate and typeset
Okay.
manga.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I'm translating, I find that what I translated is like too big for the word bubble.
Okay.
So I was wondering, like, do you personally have to worry about that? And if you do, like, what do you do to get around it?
So I do. I feel like I'm not one of the only ones, but I'm one of the ones that puts more preference on how this translation will work for people down the line. So like if I'm working on something and there's just a ton of text, and that's more of like a, well, you can't really help it kind of moment, like, you know. But if it's a small amount of text that will translate out big, like you'll put more words into it, then I try to like start like trimming words and start like, you know, making sure that things can be separated with hyphen if it has to be broken up, or I'll even like take the dialogue and like put it into like, you know, InDesign or something like that and see if it'll fit like how it is. So I kind of go above and beyond to ensure that my editors and my letterers don't hate me, because a lot of them do, like, you know, they're like, this damn translator, you know, and I don't want to be on the receiving end of that. So I try to be extra courteous to my letterers and editors by keeping my dialogue brief, succinct, and to the point. And if I do have to add more stuff, then it's usually for a cause. Like, it's not just a whim. Like, I'll do stuff like that. So yeah.
Have you ever had like a typesetter complain to you?
Not to me, no. I've seen typesetters complain about translators, because I've been in circles with letterers and they're just like, Jesus Christ, can you like not use so many like prepositions or something? Like, they'll just be like, because it's like one of those things where it's like, it's not their fault, like it's not the translator's fault, but it's like also something to be mindful of, like when you're working with a medium that is both visual and, you know, you read and you look at. So it's just one of those things. Does anyone else have any more? You right here in the front. Yeah.
What do you do? Like, what is your general approach / philosophy when it comes to things that are like aspects of the Japanese language that are built into the language that don't really exist in English? Like, for example, if there's like a character in Shonen that's like Nameruda versus Nameru-jane, where like there's a different vibe to it.
Yeah.
But it means the same thing.
Means the same thing, yeah.
Pragmatically.
Yeah.
How do you try to like carry over their vibe, or do you just like go about it like, okay, if he was speaking English, you would just say, don't underestimate him?
Yeah, so like a lot of people have given me praise for my character voice work, which is basically like I will try to equate a specific kind of speaking style to certain characters. Like, you know, if he's a rough and tumble like punk character, or like, you know, a very sweet and proper Ojo-sama character, like, you know, they will fundamentally speak differently. Dogmatically, they will speak differently, even though their dialogue will have the same meaning, because, you know, they're saying the same thing. So like for Andy in Undead Unluck, like, you know, when he says "namerun jane," like, you know, I might say like, oh, that don't go underestimating me, or like, you ain't gonna, you know, you're not gonna mock me or something like that. But like, you know, if it's like someone who's more proper and it's like, you know, namenai de itarako, like they're just saying something like completely like rigid, then I would like have them say like, do not underestimate me, maybe in a more rigid tone. So yeah, I do. I tend to skew more. As a funny anecdote, like one of my editors is like from the Bay Area, so he's never heard another accent in his life. So like I tried to explain to him for one character who's like speaking in Kansai Ben, and Kansai Ben is sort of like, you know, people have their own opinions on how to translate Kansai Ben. Like I tend to like make it more, there are more contractions. It's not necessarily a southern accent, but like it's something where like you can tell that it's something different. So I said like, oh, this is sort of like more like a North Carolina accent as opposed to like a Texas accent. So I'm trying to do it like more like this. And he's just like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm going to trust what you say. It's like, you know, he has no concept of that. So yeah, it's fine. I mean, they trust me more than most other people because of my track record and doing stuff like that. But yeah, I try to think about that a lot when I'm translating manga, not just autopilot. So yeah. You with the mask in the front? Yes.
Have you ever had a situation where you translate something some way, thinking like, oh, this is going to come out bad, but then it most definitely does come back and it's not fit the translation?
So that has happened to me like several times, like just by, okay, some of them are just like, I could not have guessed that would happen. Like
the notion of go with the girl who can cry in 10 seconds flat.
Yeah.
Salt.
Right.
Salt.
No translation says they will make that work, but there's still a scene where she is shown lifting up the skirt.
Right. Like that's like one of those things. If you had like some lead time and you were able to like actually like translate it, like I feel like you might have been able to come up with something. I'll give you an example from it was a manga called Super Smartphone. There were in the first chapter they showed the rules of this like super intelligent smartphone that's like the size of your palm, and it was like one of the rules they were all written in English, and one of the rules had a typo in it. So we corrected it because we just like, oh, silly Japanese author, he's going to be, you know, he's not the greatest of English, so whatever. Flash forward to chapter like 20 or something like that, and that was used as a plot point because it was a typo. They were just like, oh, it's written, like all these rules are written, you know, so haphazardly, and it's just like, you know, they used English, which was the most common language in the world, so anyone who picked it up would be able to read them, you know, like kind of like the Death Note. That was frustrating, to say the least. It's like, what do you do in that situation? You just have to like roll with the punches and whatnot. But thankfully, I've tried to like future-proof my work by making things, if things are, let's say like we don't know the gender of a character, or like there's like there's some plot point in the future that points towards an ambiguous person, like a anokata, like, you know, like that person, that one guy, that esteemed, honored guy, like, you know, I try to like make it as ambiguous but doesn't seem as ambiguous as possible. Like it's just something that I've learned, like you just kind of have to make like passive form, like sometimes passive form is the best form, so because it's like, okay, you kind of alleviate any of the responsibility of there just being something so direct and pointed to someone, you know what I mean? But yeah, there are instances like that. I can't remember any else off the top of my head, unfortunately, but that was one that stuck out in my mind because it was like so frustrating that I was like, I was doing the right thing, like, but yeah. Anyone else? You right here. Yep.
Someone hurts.
Yes.
Was it really difficult to translate it compared to other mangas?
Oh yeah, so Someone Hurts is a nightmare. It's my weekly existential crisis. I didn't translate that, thank God. They did offer me it as like a backup of a backup, but I would have moved to Guam. No one was giving me that. Yeah, Someone Hurts and all gag manga are really like, well, some gag manga are easier to translate than others because it's usually just a fart joke followed by a wiki wink, you know. But Someone Hurts is a lot more like, they use a lot more wittyisms, like a lot more like, you know, puns and whatnot. So it's a little hard to like, it's hard. Don't get me wrong. Translating manga is hard, and Someone Hurts is like probably like kind of S tier in terms of being translated at a weekly basis at least. If this was like a volume, I would not be nearly as critical towards the like difficulty level, but like it's pretty hard to do weekly just because there's so many like references to Japanese media from like, anywhere from the span of 1970 to, 2000 and, 26 for that matter. And there's a lot of wordplay. The wordplay that I showed you just in this presentation, that's only like not even a quarter of the puns and stuff that I have to translate and, pull my hair out over while struggling over a deadline, and yeah, it's just a difficult manga. But in comparison to like stuff like Undead Unluck and some of the other things I've done, like After God, shouts out to After God for combining my two favorite things, theology and science. I love biochemistry and God. I love those two intertwined. And so I get pseudoscience terminology that I don't understand in Japanese or English. So yeah, it's a fine line. It's being tread every day. Yeah. Yes.
Have there ever been a time where you had to change a joke completely because it won't translate well into English?
Oh yeah, just like the one I gave over here. This is kind of like just changing the joke completely, but it's using the flavor of the joke, right? I'm using that as a basis so I can formulate my own strategy into making a joke that is just as corny, you know what I mean? And that's a key part. It's a corny joke, like it's a play on his name, right? So it shouldn't be too, it doesn't have to be like a Dave Chappelle special or something like that, but something.
Do you do it often?
I do it it's case by case, so it's not like I specifically go like, I'm going to change this and I'm going to change that. It's more like if I come to the end of my rope and I can't think of anything, then I'm like, okay, well, I have to either change this.
I was saying, do it happen often?
Yeah, it happens. Yeah. This happens a lot. Like this kind of where I have to like completely change something or like change it to the betterment of the reader happens a lot. I could there's the age old just make a translation note, but then you would have 50,000 translation notes and you'd be reading Destroy All Humans, They Can't Be Regenerated. Which, I'm sorry. Thank you for that. But yeah. Oh, you in the back, do you have a question? Yes. Oh yeah. So if you look at my my history on my browser, there's nothing but thesaurus.com. What rhymes with schmuck? 6-letter words that start with blah blah blah. It's just I use any resource. I'm not shy about using my resources. I encourage other translators use your dictionaries, use your thesauruses, use your encyclopedias, paper, digital, old abandoned GeoCities website from 2005, Chiebukuro entries where the guy is what's another name for penis or something like that. I don't know, but there's just a whole bunch of resources out there and you can use them, and I have no shame in doing any of that. So. I do use a lot of these sources. You right here?
So you talked about After God and specifically the idea of pseudoscience.
Yeah.
What is your approach for translating stuff that is made up or fictional or does not reference anything?
I look up instances where the word appears in another word. So if it's, I don't know, hydrochloromethylene or something like that. If that is in another word in Japanese, then I'll be oh, so it must be kind of derived off that. So I'll use that as a base, unless it's something where you would probably have to know that the word is God toxin or something like that, or it just depends. There are also the names of characters that are based off of Mayan and Norwegian and other Sumerian gods that they just kind of meld together into one language. So in that case, if the author themselves have not provided me with something, I have kind of have to go digging. And sometimes if the series already has a dedicated fan base, I'll go oh, what's their take on this? Oh, that's trash. So I have to go find something else and go let's find a nice middle ground for this. And then it's okay, this works. Everyone's happy. Well, I'm happy. My editors are happy. I don't know about the fans. Sometimes they get a little uppity about it, but shikataganai. Dragon Ranger, you.
What I really want to ask is like, in terms of when you first started versus how like you were before.
Yeah.
Translating, like what if you notice like as far as like clarity? Because I noticed some examples like back in the day, like for Dragon Ball, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a problem with like the way that manga has been localized over the past like 30 some odd years, ever since like Viz brought it over as manga, like instead of saying like Japano comics or something like that, right? So they used to hire adapters or rewriters a lot back in the day to punch up dialogue. And some of the dialogue that they would punch up are like iconic lines that we know because of people who have more knowledge into the original Japanese text or something like that. So when you see stuff like that in Dragon Ball where it's like, it's over, or like, they reference like a Laurel and Hardy sketch or something, like something weird that the adaptator was like, I'm gonna put it in here for fun, or like something like that. It's just like, that's kind of like, but for us nowadays, we tend to not do that anymore. Like there's no more, there are still adapters, there are still rewriters. They're not completely phased out, but like for stuff like that, and like for Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, like they had like heavy rewrites just to make them sound more like comic book dialogue, I guess, like because they would hire comic book writers to punch up the dialogue, which is why I desperately want my favorite series, Yu-Gi-Oh, to be redone by myself. I'm very selfish, very, very selfish. So hopefully, and Dragon Ball too, I would love to work on that again, just like give it a nice little modern translation. And you behind him, right there? Yeah.
How many manga do you have been translated?
Let's see here. So a week. Let's go back to this slide, right? So when I was working on, let's see here, the one in the middle, Sid Craft, that was at the same time as the one above, Goku Rakugai. And I think I was also working on, there was like two other, Shoujo no, Undead Unluck, Kaiju number 8. And so I was working on 5 series at the same time. And then I added like 2 more, and I can't remember which ones they were. No, Nice Prison came after Sid Craft. Oh no, it didn't. It was at the same time, wasn't it? Okay, yeah, no, it was Nice Prison. Yep. Yeah, so I had like, a few more series. So basically, I was insane. When they said, do you want a simulpub? I said, yes, why not? And then I got into it, I was like, oh, no, why? So, for a long time I was doing like maybe 7 series at a time, but now I'm only doing Goku Rakugai, The Martial King, Kamado, and Someone Hurts. So 4. I've gotten over my addiction, so, and I work on monthly series, and I also work on tankobons, and I work on like manga for other publishers. So I work on like maybe 20 series at a time. I'm a very rare case in the manga industry where I'm clinically insane, so I would not recommend that. You right there.
Just a little bit around since you're talking so much about how difficult everything is. What's one of the easiest manga you've ever had to work on, where you get something and you're like, oh, this is a breeze?
Nice Prison, probably. That series required no brain power because the author had no brain power behind it. He wasn't like crafting the greatest story of all time. He was like, this is a fart and poop joke with penises in it. Like, it's like, even Ichigoki had like some really like difficult parts to it, but like the gag manga, in terms of like manga that I've worked that was like a cakewalk, probably Nice Prison. Like I never really struggled with that series at all. I struggled trying to like keep up with it because it was like, amidst everything else, but like it was really simple. And in terms of like my Simulpub series, like maybe ITLC was my most difficult because it was a mystery series. Sid Craft was supposed to be a mystery series. It ended up being like, I don't know, like a rom-com with ecchi stuff in it, and I was like, I can do that, but you kind of promised me something else, like. And then in terms of hard, it's probably Someone Hurts as well. Oh, I'm sorry, Kyoto Necromance was also really easy because there was also nothing in it. It didn't get started until the 13th chapter or so. You in the orange shirt.
Do you have any advice for any learning Japanese and maybe consider becoming a translator for manga or Japanese in general?
Study a lot. Doesn't matter what you use. Just study, retain. Maybe go to Japan once or twice to get inundated with the culture. Become a translator. Work on your English. Work on your Japanese. Mostly your English. You have to be kind of like an English writer, like a good English writer. English writer that can actually do stuff with the English language. It's not all about Japanese. It's sometimes more so about your writing abilities. But yeah, that's like kind of my basic advice. I'm not really the best person to ask that because I kind of like farted my way into this industry as it is, and that's about it. You, right there in the bucket hat. Oh, I mean, like I have to read every single one, otherwise I don't know what's going on. So I read every single series that I translate because if not, I miss a lot of things that are either foreshadowing or something else. But yeah, since I'm running into the last 5 minutes, I wanted to do a little giveaway, but I want to do it in the form of question and answer. So I have some stuff that I got from my house. These are all comps that I got they're just cluttering up stuff. So I'm going to ask you a question about something that I like, from this. So here we go. You just raise your hand and I'll pick on you. What is the name of the person who puts the text on the page? All right, yeah. You, filming.
Letterer?
Yeah! You get this. Kaiju number 8 B-side volume 1.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right. So, how much lead time do I get for each chapter? You in the Attack on Titan. Closer. Okay.
Closer. Yeah.
You get Commodore Volume 1.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Okay. What series am I currently translating? Name them all. Currently translating.
All 100.
No, there were 4.
Yes. Okay, you can the ones that I'm translating right now for Shonen Jump. Let's keep it there. Okay. You in the blue shirt. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. One more. Does anyone else want to try? You in the back. Right there. Yeah, you. Yeah.
Someone who never knows when they're calling out them,
Yeah.
Joker Rocket Guy, Marshall King, Something Hurts, and Commodore.
Yeah! Going up.
Yeah.
Can't clap with one hand. I got Undead Volume 1 or Commodore, which one? Okay, there you go. Cool, no problem. All right, let's see here. I'm blazing through these. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Which gag manga series have I translated that you saw up there? You.
Someone Hurts.
And?
Nice person.
And?
There was a third? I didn't know there was a third.
Name 3. If you can name 3, I'll give it to you. So you said Someone Hurts, Nice Prison, Yeah, there was at least one.
I'll give it to you until you have a prize. I'll tell you the answer and then you go.
There you go. Okay. you get the prize. All right. You can either get volume 1 of this, or you get some card packs of Union Arena.
Yeah, I would not have been able to make
Okay.
the third one.
All right. And let's see here. I guess we can make this the last question. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. How many pieces of terminology did I have to write down for Komodo in chapter 1 alone? All right. You right in the middle. Yes.
90.
About, yeah. Okay. All right. This is
90?
I would translate it. This is Dr. Mashirito's Ultimate Manga Techniques. It's by the editor of Dragon Ball, the first editor of Dragon Ball, and it's just about a bunch of like his ways of making manga and whatnot through Toriyama and some of the other mangaka, like the mangaka of Beat the Vandal Buster and Dai no Daiboken and stuff like that. It's a really interesting read. So, yeah, no problem. Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah.
so that was about it. Guys are welcome to ask me any more questions after the panel. I'll be somewhere in the area, like if you. But yeah, thank you so much. It was awesome, dude. Thank you. Appreciate it.